Hello and welcome to Mobile Interactions Now, the podcast where industry pros share firsthand experiences on making mobile interactions work. I'm Chris and I'm part of the team here at TenTech. On today's episode, we have the conclusion of our conversation with Lukas Lampe. So let's get right into it. Here is part 2 of our conversation with Lukas Lampe. Take it away, Gene.
In our previous episode, Lucas, we talked a lot about how the campus-driven use cases has evolved into some of other verticals and more standard corporate use cases per se. And it sounds like the latest news. It sounds like you guys are really getting into the consumer market now, like selling directly to end users. So before we unpack that, I'm curious, other than the obvious, the reason you want to grow, anything particular, what made you really enter into the market?
Yeah, it's actually really exciting. It's been a couple of weeks actually, or maybe 2 months. We're in this consumer space really, where you can actually buy a POM on our website. Yes, the reason is there's two big reasons. One was demand. So a lot of people came to us and said well, it's available for a student and a nurse and other mobile workers, but why is it not available for me? I want this. And at some point, the gap on the technology side was not that far off anymore. We just said, let's just do it. So that's nice. And then obviously the reason why we founded this company was a very personal reason. The friend of my co-founder, Andrew Leahy, actually had an incident way back then before we started this business where he got jumped after a night of party, and well, unfortunately in that set he didn't make it in that way, and one of the reasons was they didn't have the technology to relay the information to 911, that where they are and what's going on, etc. Basically, in short, 911 or the police didn't have the location and couldn't find them. That was the founding story of POM itself, and obviously back then it was still very sad, and AJ and I we had a bonding moment in this time, and we figured, hey, this technology which is out there in iPhones, etc., should be available for everybody. And we also figured that the accessibility in that moment should be easy because you're panicking. And that's how we founded POM. Initially went to the college market, but then now finally we're making it available to everybody, and we see people are excited. And people are using it already, and it's been nice to see also the emails you get that they're really thanking you, that there's something, and they feel more secure, more we provide peace of mind basically to them, which is nice, obviously. And yeah, we are very early on here still. Also in this market, we want to learn more. That's the focus at the beginning. It's not scale. We don't want to go national right away. We really want to see, okay, who's buying it, who's using it, how do they use it, what can we change to make it more valuable for people, and that will include surveys, that will include phone calls, and we're trying to really build a community around it. So very early stage, but very exciting.
Any early learnings we can still talk about, even though it's very, very beginning?
Yeah, so early learnings are basically that people always have a period of 1 or 2 weeks to get used to the POM. So in their everyday life, so you have to charge it every week. So that's at the beginning people forget it. So that's where we now learn and try to notify them subtly, hey, you probably want to charge your POM or something. Another learning is also that teaching the device is still has to be more sophisticated from our side. So we have all the videos on our website and everything, and in a campus setting and in a B2B setting, that's easy because you just train the people. You just distribute it through the channels which are available, and you just go for it. And that's in the consumer space a little different. Not everybody opens emails anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, these are the early learnings, and we're already making headway to solve these and make them more comfortable and etc. So
only because our audience is mostly mobile communications people. So you mentioned not many people are opening their emails, and I'm one of them. So what methods have you found more effective?
well, it's really text messages, not even push notification too much. It's really straight up a text message, and you have to craft it in a certain way which is engaging. You have to, and that's what we're experimenting still there. But like it's incentives, give incentives, text message. These are the methods, but you have to also be super subtle. Like don't disturb people in a Super Bowl match or something like that. That's not nobody wants to have a text message at that time, not from you at least. So it's like yeah, it's the whole communication plan kind of, and we're still experimenting there. We already got some feedback, obviously. Change the message up, all that good stuff, and again, early on, but I think we can make something work here.
Did you have to make any actual changes to the product itself, the feature sets, or how is that shift happening?
Actually, we didn't, which is awesome. I mean, at least initially not. Because we were already integrated into a call center. We literally just had to build a way how people sign up. We call it for POM personal and not for one of the campuses. So you have to make that a little bit more obvious that that you don't have to search for an organization or which organization and stuff. Those are small little changes, but nothing big for now. But there will be a lot of coming. So seeing the usage behavior, the communication again to the user will be different over time, and then training them a little bit better, but then also adding a couple more features for families. I mean, when we talk to more and more people, it's like I hear a lot like, yeah, I'm sharing my location with my friends so that they know when I arrive and that I'm safe. I'm texting my friend, hey, if I don't call you in 3 hours, call me back because I'm on a bad date, and that guy was kind of weird. And so, you know what I mean? So, and just seeing that coming in and seeing these anecdotes, we're trying to figure out how can we do it better. And then, we said before, POM buddies is a big thing. So that will probably come and try to really make it more like an engagement platform. And my vision comes more and more with all these talks. Our vision is more and more like have the positive of peace of mind being a bigger part of it. So there's always a negative to need emergency response, and that is obviously a big part of it, and that's why we founded it. But wouldn't it be nice if you actually focus a little bit more on the positive side and just say, hey, I'm okay? And that can help your loved ones a lot of times to just sleep well and be rested the next day.
All right, I cannot let that go without saying something, because to me there's like obvious peace of mind thing, and it's like part of what you're learning. What delighted me was that to me, like, okay, so you position this product as a personal safety, but people, human beings, social beings that we are, they are finding these things out, and this whole palm body thing that you're talking about. And they start, they have a chain of relationship, you be the first to be informed, and the next person and next person. It is really wonderful example, and I love how you're talking about the positive side of this, and it becomes a peace of mind device, and it becomes mobilizing their buddy network, and all these things. So I really love hearing this. In our previous episode, we talked about the healthcare, home nursing professionals needing support. But the obvious, and at the risk of dating myself, I'm going to say this, and because the minute I think about these kind of use cases, I grew up hearing those campaigns where I've fallen, I can't get up, kind of the campaigns that went on, and for me this is like, shouldn't this be used for that? I mean, like, if I can buy it as a consumer, I would love to get a unit for grandma, and just so that, because it's like a little device, and they can just push it. Is this an opportunity for you at all?
I think so. I think for patients whose conscious is vary, I would say Life Alert, so the ones you're talking about, are a good option, because these people are not as mobile. They're at home. It's a different kind of device. It's bigger. It's a little bit more clunkier, but it's like more obvious for somebody who has consciously maybe is not that fit anymore. So I think there are use cases for that. I think for us more, it's the people who are older, have some medical history, I guess. But for example, my father, like he's 75, he's in top shape, he's still playing golf, but I mean, he has 2 times 2 new hips and 1 time 2 new knees, like he's basically he went through a lot of things, and you never know. And for him it would be perfect, or it is perfect, because he connects it to his phone. He knows that if something happens, he has quick access, but he also wants to be mobile, and he doesn't want to charge it every day, and he doesn't want to run with a big clunky thing around his neck or in his pocket, which is very uncomfortable, and kind of like show everybody I need help. No, he wants to put it on his keychain, have it there, know that it's on, available if needed. But he's still a cool senior, living his life and is mobile and is enjoying it, which I love to see, obviously.
And this is one of those rare occasions. I'm sorry we are not doing video podcast, because I would have loved, although they can go to your website and see it, is how sleek and hot looking the little palm devices versus the old-fashioned emergency devices. I totally give you that.
Thank you.
I want to fast forward a little bit and give us a little bit of a early understanding in terms of where your mind is heading from here to, whether that is already in the pipeline of your development, or is it even more going beyond that? Where are you headed?
Well, it's a very good question. It's been in our minds a lot where we want to go. One of the big things is we want to keep on innovating, which always sounds nice, and it's actually harder than it sounds. But our idea is really in the B2B market, adding more features which to manage mobile workforce, and make it more usable for them. We also think that we want to build different devices for different use cases at some point. And then also really in the consumer side, we're still early on, but we would really like to focus also on the positive peace of mind. We don't want to be the company who always sends out scary messages or something like that. There's a couple of apps out there which tell in your vicinity if people got robbed or something like that. I think that can be valuable, but that also disturbs your life, and it takes the fun out of it a little bit. And I think if the subtle notification to your loved ones, as it was back in the day when your mom asked you when you went to a party, just text me that you came out there, and I never did it because I never reminded myself because I was so excited about the party. But like if there would be a way how to make this smoothly and give the mom a smile on the face, and that would be nice. So I think again, it's like features which are towards mobile workers really on the healthcare side, and then really the positive peace of mind also for the consumers and then also the students, obviously. So we are very excited about it because it's an early market and there's a lot of opportunity, and we are more than willing to listen to our users and make the subscription worthwhile, and give them peace of mind.
And this is going to be my last question. And the obvious, as you get into the consumer market, as a mobile phone carrying consumer myself, I really don't know sometimes if I can carry another thing, a device, whatever that is. And tell me if argue with me, why should I even bother to carry another device, how small that may be, if it can be just something that can be programmed and built into the phone I'm already carrying?
It's really accessibility in the end, and we have to, as a company, decide more and more. If we ask us this question all the time, and you probably listened and heard, like, there's a lot of features which are outside of that relationship to the POM itself. But that's why there's subscription. It's not only about the POM. The POM is really the accessibility. And if you tried to make an emergency call while somebody is attacking you from your phone, it's very hard to do. You have to open up the app. Now iOS is actually, you can like triple tap or like tap it a long time, and then will make a huge sound and it will call 911 and do all that stuff. But most of the times you don't want that. You just want to call 911 and that's it. You want to talk to them. With us, you just triple tap without having your phone on in your hand. You just have your keys in your hand, where sometimes that could help for self-defense. And it's very subtle and discreet. And that's how we basically differentiate ourselves, is the accessibility, the quickness, the discreetness, and that's in an emergency situation where every second counts. That is probably very crucial.
All right, I changed my mind. I'm going to ask you one more question. Now, as a CTO, as a developer, product designer, founder, now oftentimes there are different designers for software and hardware, and I understand, it's my understanding that you kind of do both. Tell me what you like better, or what is aspect?
Oh wow, yeah. Hardware is hard, and software is more flexible. But it's just much more fun and cooler if you have a hardware in your hand and you can say this is built by me or by my team. I mean, every time when there's anything, there's always a team behind. It's not only me, and I have to thank here everybody who helped me with it, because there would have been no way I could have done this alone. But it's cool with you when you look at this device and everybody looks at it. It's like, yeah, we built this together, and then you go into the production, and you see your production line popping out POMs, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then on the software side, obviously, it's all about innovating, seeing the data, which is nice, and so I think I like both. I really like both. I learned a lot in the last couple of years, and both have advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah, I think some people at Google might agree with you. Hardware is hard.
Oh yeah.
Now, just before I let you go, I have a little fun segment that I do, but it's gonna involve spilling your personal stuff that is on your phone. You ready? So,
Okay.
Lukas, what are the 3 things you use the most on your phone?
Yeah, I'm very old school with that. It's the mail app, probably, the text message app, and WhatsApp. It's a lot of communication, to be honest. It's not a lot of games, nothing crazy, but it's really like a lot of communication, and I'm very utility-minded person there. Very boring.
Awesome. Awesome. I think you are my 11th episode, and I think you're the first person who actually named all 3 communications app. That is great. That is you sound like you're in the right business as well. So, well, that was simply delightful, and I absolutely loved it, and I want to thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you again to Lukas Lampe for joining us today. You can find out more about Lukas and POM at getthepom.com. To find out more about Gene and Tintech, visit tintech.com. Make sure to search for Mobile Interactions Now in Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, or anywhere else podcasts are found, and click subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. On behalf of the team here at Tintech, thanks for listening.